Hey, everybody. So we are back. This is episode 10. I am joined today by the lovely Katelyn Pearce. And we are doing this Chatting with series. If you enjoy this episode, especially, and any other episodes, please make sure that you thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, share the video. And yeah, we want to keep this conversation going. So today we have Katelyn Pearce. Right now she is promoting her latest role in the film Porno, which is through Cinestate and Fangoria Presents. She's a actress, filmmaker, model, just overall badass, and she's also a fur mama, so we have something to relate to. And yeah, welcome today, Katelyn.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
Of course. Katelyn and I have known each other for a few years, and you know, it's kind of funny. I'm thinking way back, like several years ago when we first met, we were working one of those odd jobs.
Yeah, passing out medicine in Williamsburg.
Yeah, and we weren't allowed to say it was, we're handing out aspirin, like, we weren't allowed to say it was a hangover cure, but that's clearly what they wanted. And it was like a bizarre job, but, you know,
We became friends.
Yeah, we became friends. We were struck by how each other was, I mean, we're both just hustlers, and sometimes it's not glamorous, but, you know, like, it's important that, like, clearly you are living and pursuing your dreams. And even if, like, things are on pause, like, you have this new film out.
Thank goodness. I'm so grateful because, yeah, it gives me a lot to focus on and work on, and just, engaging with fans and stuff. It makes me, feel like I'm still progressing even though we're on pause, which is really, really fortunate.
Yeah, and it's a hell of a performance. I mean, oh my God, I was one of the probably first people to, it was on VOD. They had this thing you could rent, and it was really cool because they used to, as a fundraiser for movie theaters. So you could rent it on Vimeo, but you could rent it at Alamo Draft House or whatever you want to support. So
a lot of like local theaters to support. It was really wonderful.
Yeah, I thought that was so genius and a great tie-in for the film itself, which takes place in a movie theater. Exactly. And you know, like, I was watching it late at night, like Clay and I were delirious. I think it was like passing we were like trying to get to work, and I was like, every few seconds you were on the screen, my jaw just dropped. I was like, this woman is a woman. Like what was it like to do such an empowering role like that?
I mean, it was really nerve-wracking at first, but also really exciting and really empowering. My first scene was with Larry, who plays Todd, and I think that, like, I think because I made him so uncomfortable in the scene, it kind of, like, all my nerves went away, because I was clearly, like, affecting him in an authentic way, and I was like, okay, like, this is working, this is, and, like, the first thing you can take everything off, so you kind of, once you rip the Band-Aid off, literally, it becomes a lot, easier. But the team was really good, and they took care of me and made sure that I was always comfortable and the set was closed. So all that stuff was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's so unapologetic. I can't honestly think about, I mean, even in X-Men, like the role of Mystique, like she has like the blue and the skin. You're just like open out, and then not just that, but you are directing like this energy at people, and you communicate with like no words. You just kind of, and yet like you totally know what your character is all about. You said you talked to me a while back about how you use dance to get into it. Like,
so I guess because she doesn't speak, and I feel like, to really get out of your head and in your body, to be that kind of like animalistic, completely instinctive, demonic kind of character. I just, like, that was the easiest way I could, like, get into a really dark place that was also just completely free. So that's why I chose that route. And because obviously, I mean, I did a lot of vocalizing, but no words. So, it's all, like, all I really had was my body.
Yeah. And in some ways, like, women we're not allowed to communicate that way. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel, especially from living in the city, like I find that I hunch a lot. I try to like diminish my womanhood in order to like feel comfortable and navigating like spaces. And I feel like it was such a breath of fresh air. Even if you're playing like a succubus, basically, like it's still cool to see.
Yeah, just
And
owning her space.
yeah, and you do that. You've done that a lot in your career. I mean, you've been working as a producer. You did the SOHA series.
Yeah.
So
I love that series. If anyone wants to watch it, it was made several years ago. It was one of my first like projects that it was my first project that I produced, and but I'm still really proud of it. It's totally different from this. It's a weird comedy, you know, but
I mean, both are weird comedies. They're just
I guess that's true. That's true.
one is just more like
So has a lot more PG-13, I guess.
yeah, and I'll be sure to put any relevant links to our conversation in the description. Do you want to talk about just, I mean, what was it like to create that? And like, I know that the reason I bring all this up in relation to your role in porno is because I've always seen you as a very unapologetic person. You are very on your voice about everything from your political beliefs to your beliefs in humanity to beliefs in like communicating what the kind of art that you want to make. And you know, it's staggering. And like one of the questions I always ask my guests is like, what is your North Star? What is your driving purpose, your core value? And I feel like, am I right in assuming that that's leaning towards?
I mean, yeah, I guess I was raised by civil rights activists, educators, and I was always taught that like you have to stand up for what you believe in. Like you cannot put anything above what's good for the world, you know, and the same, your own pride, your own, you know, I think integrity and standing up for what you believe in is just the most important thing anyone can do. And especially right now in this climate.
Yeah.
So and standing up for the little guy, you know, like,
and finding all different ways
marginalize people.
Yeah, being a true advocate. And you know, really random veering off a little bit, but to the point. It's funny, a lot of people have been finding different ways to cope or like deal with the current circumstances, and you have become a TikTok queen. Like
yeah, like, I actually really think I'm actually like, I might go all in on TikTok. I think I'm gonna order I need to order sound equipment so I can start creating my own scenes and not just taking other sounds, because when you do your own sound without like the equipment, it's too airy and it doesn't sound good and no one wants to listen to it. But I'm having a blast. Honestly, it's like I can create little tiny 15 to 1 minute movies at home and I have nothing else to do really. So it's been a lot of fun. I think I like Gen Z.
Yeah,
I do. I think they're cool.
And I mean, considering all of the crap that they're being
I mean, honestly, I feel like, I mean, millennials have had it rough, but I'm not sure. I think that they might end up taking the cake eventually.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, I mean, you're really lucky that you have a partner willing to, your cat willing to be.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I am single.
Well, I had to
yes, my daughter.
To get Clay to do a TikTok or something. I had to force him to do couple, and it was like,
I know, and I think I saw one of them. It was good. I really liked your album cover one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with something that was like not everybody had done it yet, and I like was having such a moment, and it's such a stressful thing. And then I was like, fuck it, I have so many red dresses, and I have that, and I'm just gonna like recreate this album cover, and I'm gonna find a song on here that makes sense and make it vague. And it's interesting because TikTok, I realized when I made that video in particular, it really is called something like TikTok Make My Day. So the whole goal of TikTok, in my interpretation, is to make someone's day.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was called. That's cool.
So it's like, okay, well, it's so different than any other platform. It's like, don't just post something pretty to be liked, or don't just post something outrageous to get feedback. It's like, post something that might like make someone go, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
That's
a really, I didn't know that was there. That's cool.
I could be reading into it. I'm not a TikTok spokesperson, but like I saw it pop up on my app updates and it was like TikTok make by day app update. And I was like, that's what it's called? So I don't know, but we're making people's day, especially you. I mean, I'm like, you're busting out the content. I'm like showing Clay and I can't keep up. And anyway.
Well, I mean, you're doing all of this. I'm literally quarantined and sort of injured in my home. So
and you're doing great. You're making it look glamorous. And you know, people are gonna check out your work. And what else did I want to talk about? There's so many things. We have also been, you and I have been like kind of low key creating some ideas for work to do in the future, and I hope that can happen. Like different.
I desperately hope that can happen. I think it can. I have a really good feeling about that.
Yeah.
Especially with the relationships we're currently building.
Oh yes. Kayla and I are supposed to take over the world, so everybody watch out. But I mean, oh man, is there anything about you that people don't know that you wish that they knew that you feel like sharing?
Goodness. I need to think about that one.
All right, marinate that on that for a few seconds and we'll roll it on. Have you watched any like really good movies during quarantine that you're like, I'm so glad I watched this during quarantine?
Not films actually, but I do want to talk about Mark Maron's special End Times Fun.
Oh my god!
Because also my heart really goes out to him.
Yeah, right now.
Like, and I think that came out like right when quarantine started in New York, and it was just so timely.
Yeah.
And so smart. Yeah. I think I've watched it like 6 times. I mean, I love him anyway. I love him in Glow. I love him. I think he's genius, and yeah. So I'm really grateful for that stand-up, and also really devastated for his loss.
Yeah, it was you're right, very poignant. I remember I checked that out, and then a few weeks later checked out the Jerry Seinfeld one, which also
I just watched that. I loved it. I thought it was fun. Not as good as the Maron for me, but it was good.
But like it said something to me about how comedians they have such a deep understanding about the different tragedies in life, and they're so soulful, and that comes from being really observant. I mean, especially with Seinfeld's comedy. And Mark, like, you know, my heart goes out to him, and I've also been watching something that's kind of a blend of all these things. Recently I started watching Afterlife, which I don't know. That show is so
good. My god, that's literally like, that's the only show I've been able to watch in quarantine besides Tiger King. I don't even know why I watched it.
I think we all just felt like we had to log hours by watching Tiger King. But I mean, I feel like, we're touching on something here, like this idea of you like darkly comic understandings.
Yeah. I think that's where that's my favorite genre. Like, mixing comedy with anything that's bleak is just, I think, the most powerful way or one of the most powerful ways to communicate. Because I don't want to sit in quarantine right now feeling sad and watching a drama, really, or something that's going to gut me. I mean, Afterlife gutted me, but it also cracked me up every episode. Like, even, did you watch the last episode of the season 2? Okay. Right. But like, there was like a few moments in second season where I would be crying and then just belly laughing, and that's just the kind of art that I want to make, and the stuff I love to see. So
it's something about, if you've gone through like different things in your life, comedians really have that right perspective. Like, I think that's why I was watching this documentary called Cracking Up about Daryl Hammond. I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It talks about how he like was dealing with his like kind of mental breakdown later in his life, and how he realized it was related to childhood trauma, and like how he kind of overcame that and became like a stronger person. And you know, I think that a lot of comedians, they have this darkness in them, and they can cut to the core. And I always saw laughs as being recognizing like something in what you just heard. So when you like laugh at something, you're going like, huh, that's true. Huh. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. That I never really thought about comedy like that, but that actually is a pretty good definition of like how to make someone laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it because when I did this YouTube thing like 10 years ago, and I was studying like evolutionary, just the way that we all act with each other, and I studied like different primates, and I thought it was so interesting that we smile to ease aggression, but they smile as a sign of aggression. But in a way, and then they laugh and different things, but it's like different ways of communicating because they don't have a language. So I don't know where I was going with that, but basically like smiling and laughing are kind of our dark ways of like assuring each other that we recognize the pain in life. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I've just kind of noticed that. And I think that you and I have both gone through so many things in our lives that I think that that's probably why we love really, really morbid, funny shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Really
Honestly, all I can laugh at my pain. That's like that's how I like to live.
Exactly. And also, I think the first week I made this really bizarre call to just watch all these like post-apocalyptic things, almost like Survivor.
Oh, wow.
And it was so wrong. It was so wrong. It was like I was violating my heart. It was like, oh, I don't need to be watching this right now, but comedy, Afterlife, I highly recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it yet, and definitely those comedy specials. And porno is like really
and porno. I mean it's Amazon Prime too now. So like I feel like most people have Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, and it's like cathartic because you're watching it and you're just like, oh my god, oh my god. And then like an hour passes and you're like, I completely forgot that the world is so fucked right now. Like I completely forgot for like a whole hour.
Oh, God, it could distract you.
Yes, it's like it's so vital. And I mean, who knows where we'll go from here, but I think it is important to have these controversial conversation pieces. And it's really cool. And you get to have these cool horror fans. I saw that you had this like knitted.
Oh my God, that doll is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like I don't know. I think that might be the highlight of my career.
Yeah.
Is having someone make that. I did retweet it and it's in my stories. So you can go to my Twitter or my Instagram at Katelyn K. Pearce and you can see this incredible doll that was crafted as fan art for Lilith and myself.
Yeah, it's not even of me, and it's the highlight of my career that I know somebody would have a knitted action figure. Like that's that. You've been just getting like all sorts of crazy interactions. What's the craziest? Is that the craziest or?
Well, no, this one video is really funny too that someone just made a video about how obsessed he was with the movie and with me and said that I was more powerful than Darth Vader's choke and that I could break Jesus, like sexually. Like I would break. I was like, okay, thanks.
That's goals, right?
Yeah. The video is kind of erratic and really funny. I really enjoyed it. It's tagged it's in my tags on Instagram.
I'll check it out. That's wow. Yeah, fans in the horror genre are some of the
best kind of fans. They're my favorite kind of
fans. They're devoted. They're absolutely devoted. I mean, I feel so lucky to have that kind of fan base as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely gotten me through some really, really dark periods, and you know, it's there's nothing better. There's nothing better than that, and you know, it's. Ugh. But what else do we want to say?
Well, I keep thinking about, and I guess I'm such an open book that like I don't know what there is to know about me that's not known.
Yeah. Well, I think that the question I originally came up with it because I feel like some people are going through this whole lockdown experience and they're realizing the different veneers that they put up typically.
Yeah.
And they realize like the things that they wish people did know about them. And I feel like to me, okay, first of all, everybody pay attention because this is an announcement. Katelyn is not only like incredibly gorgeous on the outside, but on the inside too. I mean, you're probably one of the most behind the scenes sweethearts that this industry has. And so if you can't come up with anything, I think people should know that because you do look like a stone cold fox. And so like people can make assumptions about whatever, but you really like back it up with a soulfulness. And I think that people should know that. And she's hilarious.
Thank you. I was going to say in quarantine, I've really let my freak flag fly on my TikToks, but
I mean, it's important. I mean, that Dr. Phil one killed me. Check that out. Like, she like redefines Cash Me Outside as like the socio-political quarantine 15 to 20 seconds of your life. I mean, I would not have even come up with that. I have such a hard time keeping up with it. Do you follow Lily Hayes by any chance?
I don't. But I should.
You should. She's this old crazy woman, and I made a.
Oh, I know her actually. She does. Yeah, she's so funny. She's the one that was like made the "I'm a hoe" like really viral. Yeah, she was reading her Dr. Seuss and then put it away. Yeah, she is funny. There's a lot of people I'm becoming huge fans of that are like not even performers.
Her son is always filming her and bothering her, and I like used her audio filming my rabbit, and I tagged her in it, and I stopped using TikTok for like a few days.
Okay.
And she liked it and commented on it, and I like died. I died because Clay and I were watching the video that we had made with her audio, like the 15-second little video, on loop for like an hour, laugh, crying.
Oh,
and I'm like, how is it that little 15-second videos like make your whole day better? Like
they really do.
Silly little things.
And there's so much interesting social commentary on there and so many like awareness causes. And, you know, I feel like it comes from like this really authentic place of people really trying to like, I don't know, just be a community. Like it feels different.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on Facebook, but I'm very like, I'm very blocked off like my personal profile, and I just have like, that's like friends. And then Instagram has kind of turned into like promotional hotties.
Yeah.
You know? And that's great too, but TikTok is like more fun.
Yeah. And I got so many recipes, and I just love all of it. But I wanted to know, what is your message that you'd like to send out to the universe right now?
We all need to come together, and we all need to really fight, because this is a dark and scary time, like genuinely. And our country has two choices to make, and we need to make the right one. Like we have to take care of each other.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that part of that comes from just talking and having those hard conversations and allowing ourselves to feel and, you know, watch porno, watch a crazy movie that gets a visceral reaction out of you during this time where you're probably viscerally reacting to a lot.
Everything. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, like, this has just been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I feel like every day I'm like, this is a good day. This is a terrible day. This is an okay day. This is a bad moment. Like, I just like.
And then you just end up like me, and I'm just like filming hangouts with my friends and posting.
I love that. I love that. This is great.
Thank you so much for being part of it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Thank you. I think it's pretty clear.